what we're looking at. You got a big kidney right here. And then you see this area right here between my fingers. This whole area right here is blown up right here. So that's this blown up. And then just this little spot right here, if you blow this up, that's this third piece. It's just zooming in closer. Right here. This is here. Okay. So starting on the list, the first word, the hilus. The hilus, you see the tan, the red, and the blue?
Yeah.
The tan, the red, and the blue, all together, this area is the hilus, with all three of those colors.
Number 4.
So all three colors together, and we'll learn the names of each part. You can see the hilus, or even over here, you notice the tan, the red, and blue, the whole bundle. The bundle of those three, that's the hilus. Okay?
Renal artery.
Artery is the red one.
Renal vein.
Veins in blue.
Ureter.
Ureter, you see the bottom of this model where the number 3 is at, the little 2.
What?
That is a ureter,
Number 3.
number 3 on this model. So red artery, renal artery, blue renal vein, the small tan tube is a ureter, okay?
Renal cortex.
Renal cortex, okay. You gotta look in the kidney, and it's all the light color
Around it.
close to the brown edge. So just all around here. This is the cortex. So it's the edge, like the cerebral
Yeah.
cortex is the edge, right? This is the renal cortex. Okay.
Renal column.
The columns, okay, you see the light color where it extends farther in, like this model makes it look really nice actually, but right here, see the cortex is out here, and then where it comes in a little deeper, like here and here, or this model, right here, these are renal columns.
Okay.
And the next term,
Renal medulla.
the medulla, okay, you see all of these triangles? All of the triangles together make a medulla. All of the triangles together.
All triangles like in the red.
Mm-hmm. All the red triangles make the medulla.
Renal pyramid.
And one triangle by itself is a renal pyramid. So a bunch of renal pyramids together make the medulla.
One triangle.
And this model really shows you that they're pyramids. They're not just triangles, but they're pyramids. 3-dimensional is the point. And back there we have a bucket of kidneys. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Okay. So renal pyramids, the pyramids, okay.
Renal sinus.
Oh, the sinus. Okay, so you see the kidney. Okay, that'll make more sense. You see the shape of the whole kidney? It looks like kind of like this, the whole shape of the kidney. The sinus is all this space inside of here. The kidney kind of curves around the sinus. So when you look at this model, you can see the shape of the kidney here. And then all this space right here in the center, this is the renal sinus. Okay.
Space in the middle.
A good note is the renal columns, we already did that. The renal columns you see are around the pyramids. We got pyramids, and between the pyramids there's columns. Kind of good, easy way to remember that. Pyramids are between the columns. Pyramids and dark, columns between. You got the whole shape of the kidney, and then now that space inside I drew on the board is the renal sinus. So now we got to see a bunch of tubes in the area. So what's next after the sinus?
Medullary hilus.
Okay, so you see a pyramid? Pyramids point right at this little tube. pyramids point right at this tube, and right at the point of the pyramid, that's called a minor calyx. Okay, the pyramids point right to the minor calyces. So you see how several minors come together and make a bigger tube? That's a major calyx. So the renal pyramid points to the minor calyx. Multiple minors connect together, and the bigger tube is the major calyx. So then when you have a bunch of major calyces coming together, the next term should be what? Renal pelvis? Yeah, that's this big number 4 right here. So renal pelvis,
Fish.
it goes from minor, major, and then renal pelvis. And now we know, see the renal pelvis, the renal artery, and the renal vein all together make that first word on the list. The hilus, the renal pelvis, the artery and vein. The hilus, all 3. Okay? Alright, so next there is the part 2, the nephron. And nephron, renal corpuscles. Okay, you see this green, both colors of green? This is all the nephron. All the green color you see there. And then you see this blue color with the red inside. That's a renal corpuscle. Or this same thing like we said right here, this renal corpuscle. That's what's blown up on this piece.
Oh,
The renal corpuscle.
purple.
Alright, so renal corpuscle. Okay, let's just go to the big piece here. Renal corpuscle has different parts to it. So what does it say there? Glomerulus is the red on the inside. The red color on the inside is the glomerulus for the renal corpuscle. And then the blue on the outside is the Bowman's capsule. Capsule on the outside, all around.